an important matchup. BetBoom versus Team Spirit. We are starting off with a bang. It is Kiyotaka who has given up first blood to Satanic. That's one way to start the series, right, Cinderin?
It is, and we started it with Sandstorm, but where's the Sand King?
True.
Wrong track. Shame on you, Ban, for playing this in a game without Sand King. We will have Sand King games to come, I am sure of it, but we'll allow it because it slaps.
What would Meepo's theme song be?
Yeah,
I was about to say, it's got to be something clowny,
something
for sure.
circus-themed.
Yeah.
So, wait, who got the first? Oh, Satanic? Well, that's good news for the side of Spirit. I think it's fair to say that this game looks like stock standard Spirit draft versus something a little bit more creative coming out from the BetBoom side, specifically because of the one Meepo pick. And this is not the first time that Pure takes this for a swing. I think it's the first time this tournament, though. I don't believe that BetBoom have run it. And on top of that, did you notice the Lone Druid ban as well?
No, I didn't see that one.
So Spirit also banned Lone Druid last, which was peculiar to me. So it seems like these teams know each other very well, and they're starting to, you know, try to get that next leg up against each other with creative picks. We'll see if Pure on the Meepo can get the job done. What's interesting about Meepo is that, historically speaking, the way you counterpick this hero a lot was with just good AoE lockdown and teamfight damage. But with the changes to the hero, with all the extra survivability he has, I would argue that one of the most important things against Meepo is single target burst.
Sure.
Spirit don't really have that. Dragon Knight does consistent damage over extended periods of time until he gets like really farmed. Then we've seen Satanic just hard carry. Primal Beast has a lot of spread damage. Storm Spirit does okay single target damage, I would say, but not like overwhelming against Meepo. So potentially Pure could just run away with this game together with a Beastmaster with auras. It's a possibility. I guess Disseminate owns that hero though, doesn't it? If you think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something for Miposhka to consider in this game on the Shadow Demon to get some points into that and pay attention to the Meepo.
A little bit of lane pulling shenanigans going on here.
Yep. Keto only being shown the door at the Tusk. No mana on Laurel, so Kiyotaka will try to squeeze a little advantage out of that, but here's the bottle.
And then we've got this lane, Beastmaster Muerta versus Dragon Knight's Shadow Demon, which I imagine has got to be pretty decent for BetBoom here. Maybe, I don't know how much they'll be able to pressure the Dragon Knight, but it is a strong lane, Beast Muerta.
It feels, just my intuition would tell me it's mainly just a farming lane. It's hard to pressure down the Dragon Knight for these two, but it's also hard for SD DK to ever do anything aggressive. So probably just going to be a lane on raw farming mechanics. And if there's one thing we've seen in this tournament, is that Satanic has probably been the king of GPM.
Yeah.
So
that kid knows how to farm, man. He really doesn't see. It's like a lot of times I feel like younger players, like they'll look pretty good in lanes, but he seems to have both the laning prowess and the like efficiently moving around the map like K1 Hector style of farming. So he's kind of got it both ends, and you can see he's top of the board right now, 17-2.
I think that's how you have to play current carry. I think the carries that are very farm intensive do that too much, and I think the carries that are extremely aggressive and don't look after themselves enough also suffer. So you need to find that perfect balance where you manage to show up to the fights you need to.
Kiyotaka, ooh, he gets blocked. Laurel tries to hit him with the rend, and it does land. It does do the damage, and he gets the kill. Laurel beating up Kiyotaka in the mid lane.
The last swing will do it. That's really nice for him. He's going to be able to push into the tower perhaps in time here, but maybe he'll... No, never mind. He's just going to hold the wave, because sometimes when you kill the enemy mid, you really want to push the tower quickly so they lose experience. But I think Laurel is opting to conserve his mana rather than burn the rest on forcing this into tower, and as a result, Kiyotaka will return and get at least some of this experience, but nice early game currently for the side of Spirit, you gotta say. Those top two net worths are quite far ahead of the counterparts right now with the DK and Storm.
You're
a Meepo player?
No, not at all. God, no.
Okay. It's fine. Then we can still talk.
I hate this hero.
Yeah. All right. Give me your top 3 of all time heroes that you think you have hated the most.
Tinker, number one.
Okay.
Easily.
Okay.
Tinker is the hero I would like to see removed from Dota.
Also, the new version still bothers you, or?
It does kind of.
Okay.
But definitely not as bad as.
All right. Who's your number 2?
Number 2. Meepo is definitely up there. Meepo might be in the top 3.
Yeah, that's what made me think about it.
Because like Meepo, it's the hero's either trash or it's overwhelmingly strong.
Yeah.
Right?
Generally speaking, very polarizing.
Very hard to get him in that perfect middle ground.
What about Arc Warden?
Never had a problem with Arc Warden personally.
What about Broodmother?
There was that period of time where Arc Wardens were all doing like Shadow Blade, and they would just suicide their Tempest double into supports and just like all in kill them. That was really obnoxious.
So even the old version of Arc Warden, where you would just split pushing with the clone with a fat inventory, that was still.
I was always okay with split pushing personally, because I feel like a lot of my heroes, like I like hunting down solo heroes. You know, a Clockwork player, right? It's like used to be
fair.
Clockwork was the MO of him, was just hunting down the split push when it was so popular.
All right, you got to pick one more for your top 3. Doesn't have to be in order.
Phantom Lancer.
Oh, that's also got to be up there. Now that you mentioned that, I might want to change my list. But my number 1, without a doubt, is Brood. 100%. And it's not even close. I think that's miles ahead. I don't have Tinker in my top 3. I think Brood, Meepo, and of all time, PL is definitely annoying. Yeah. PL, maybe Arc.
I feel like Phantom Lancer's getting more annoying now that he's doing like these spear builds. Eventually, that's going to be, especially this new facet, where it's like the illusions do more damage, but they don't have to control the illusion, and it's kind of being spread around. Eventually, that's going to become strong enough that Phantom Lancer players are going to be, it's going to be even easier to play the hero.
Yeah,
you know?
just wait until PL is actually good.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have a problem.
Fortunately, right now, he's dog shit.
But yeah, that's what's funny about this type of conversation is some of these heroes have been in the game for like 10, 12 years, right?
Yep.
And they've gone through different versions of themselves, but there's never been a version of Brood I liked. They have all been super dumb. Like literally. But the current one is definitely more manageable than the worst one we've had.
Have you ever been a Brood player?
No, absolutely not.
I think I might not be a Brood hater because I finally relented and became a Brood player at some point.
Yeah, everybody gives in a little bit to some sort of dark side, don't they? Kiyotaka, gotta find Malik.
Good damage. Magnetize is also stacking up here. Now, Malik is going to live for a while. I think he eventually dies here. Picked up by the snowball, actually. Maybe they have a chance. They've already killed the Meepo. Okay, finally the Impetus does put down the Beast. But boy, his tankiness works out for Team Spirit. Still got the Magnetize going. Oh, this is now really going bad for Spirit. I thought they were going to start hunting down heroes. A dead shot from across the screen helps get the kill on Rue. And now a rollout from Kiyotaka. Man, what a great Earth Spirit play that was. He is in a bit of trouble here. He is going to get a lot of stacks of poison, and the Primal Beast is back. Oh, no. Oh!
Wait.
Did Kiyotaka kick him? What pushed him back?
Invisibility.
It's those ghosts, I tell you. You can never trust them. I actually don't.
Did he get enchanted to spell the onslaught?
Oh, that could have been what happened. Was that? No, it's not on cooldown. So I don't think it was that either. I actually don't know what that was.
Weird. Maybe we could see that one again.
Yeah. Okay, let's pay close attention to the primal. What? Oh, it was the Wildwing Ripper, right?
Oh, what? Oh, okay. So Kataomi did make a clutch play.
Yeah.
He hurricaned him.
I think he pulled him out.
Dude, I was so confused because it looked like the Disruptor pushback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kick from Kiyotaka. Just keeping his supports alive. They are going to try and kill him here. Malik is back for revenge. Kiyotaka is going to be blocked in, and they will get their revenge on this Earth Spirit, though he does go down in a spiteful way Get the magnetized
so much
out.
Damage. The magnetized inside the calling is actually a quite nasty combo.
It really is.
It's kind of hard to leave the calling, but you also can't just stay in there and just burn over time. So yeah, a couple of nice moves from BetBoom is gonna not exactly equalize things, but at least maintain that status quo of being down the 2K when it looked like Spirit had a good counterplay onto the Meepo. The Earth Spirit did do a ton of damage down there, and I suppose while all of this is happening, Satanic is building more and more of a lead. That is the biggest concern here for the Radiant side, is the DK getting big. As much as we've talked about the DK versus Meepo matchup, I would say if DK is an item ahead, it's weird because neither hero is... I don't know if you would agree with this. I would say neither hero is really good at killing each other. The DK can tank the Meepo for an eternity, but the Meepo can also kind of kite you for an eternity when he has Ags and Dig.
Yeah.
So
I kind of agree, but I do feel like the Dragon Knight has the advantage at some point when he gets like the Daedalus combined
when
with
he gets really big, I agree.
Dragon.
Yeah.
It just becomes so much physical damage he does. It's just crazy.
Eventually, and that you could make the case that BetBoom are on a timer in this game for that reason, because the DK matchup is tough, and ultimately a 4 or 5 slotted Storm is also going to be a problem for Meepo. You don't necessarily deal with Storm very well, and as a unit, I don't think BetBoom's lineup deals with Storm very well. So there's definitely a lot of positive to look forward to for Spirit here if they can just keep the game in this kind of state, where they're farming the cores that they want to, and not bleeding out too many kills. And that's definitely not been the case with only these 2 deaths minute 11.
Kiyotaka is chilling right now, but we'll see if he wants to try and make a move up to that top lane and shut down Satanic, since he has been free farming this whole way. Or maybe you're just content with drawing as much attention to yourself as long as your Meepo isn't getting interrupted, and that is currently what Kiyotaka's dealing with, man. Good dead shot from Save. Does that save him, though?
Yes.
Barely.
Woo! Damn.
Lives on 40 HP.
That was very close.
Got it.
Nice save, though.
Man, they really hating on Kiyotaka in this game. What the hell?
I think it's a good approach, too, though, from Spirit. If you shut down the Earth Spirit in this game, BetBoom's ability to take teamfights around what Meepo wants to do gets stifled a lot. So if I could shut down any hero on BetBoom's lineup as Spirit, it would be that. I would actually prioritize making Earth Spirit's game harder than the Meepos, because I think you have okay Meepo solutions for the time of the game where Meepo can be scary, but it's going to be facilitated by the Earth Spirit. He's the one who's going to make it work.
I guess my concern is you've got 2 side lanes that have heroes that are like relatively weak but good at farming, and are going to ramp up pretty quickly if you leave them totally untouched. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not just the Meepo, but it's like the Beastmaster too, right? It's like you let him get to his Aghanim Scepter, then he's farming Ancient Stacks, he's taking Roshan, you know, like that all feels like it ramps up really quickly if untouched.
Do you like the Beast's choice to go Ags here, considering you're playing with Meepo? Because I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. One is you're making sure you guys scale together and that you can transition into a later portion of the mid-game and both be strong. The other angle would have been to go the Dom into Pipe and then try to, you know, explode the game minute 25. So I don't know which version is better. This one is maybe the quote-unquote safer one, but you can clearly see that you're not putting pressure on the enemy team. So Satanic will have a free game. And then it's a matter of whether you think you can beat this hero later with the lineup that you have. I'm not sold.
My gut would say the second one is better, but I think it's so dependent on Meepo and what Pure wants to do in this game and what he feels like his timing is, and I just don't know Meepo well enough to say what that is. So.
I mean, a lot of the time, my takes on what heroes should be doing pacing-wise, I think sometimes you just have an outdated mindset because you haven't seen a hero like Meepo much in the last half year.
Sure.
So you're still thinking of old Meepo, and maybe there's like new tech or different ideas that the actually, you know, knowledgeable players about these heroes are going to showcase.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a hunch. Also, I dare say if we went back a year, then the BetBoom lineup would definitely play Pipe, and it would definitely play Ench Beastmaster just rushing the map, right?
Yeah.
But so much has changed that maybe that is not as viable anymore. Here's your play, by the way, that you called for. The Roche with the drum. Drums of Slom. Ench, obviously great for this. And Pure is going to be like, I will go and hit Roche twice so I can claim that I helped. Oh, they don't give him the Aegis.
I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Yeah, I thought he was just coming in to say thank you for all your hard work and reap the rewards. No social commentary on that one, of course. But no. Employee of the Month Beastmaster gets the reward.
He gets the $10 certificate to Denny's.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't go very far when you have to feed 3 Meepos, though.
It's true. He's got a family to feed. What is Miro going to do with this? It looks like he's going to pick up Blink Dagger next, so we could probably chill for 2 minutes or 3 minutes and get our Blink Dagger, and then we'll see BetBoom get pretty aggressive. Does look like they want to take this off-lane tower at least, and they are beginning to get some presence into these triangle areas, see if there's any stacks. Any heroes to pick off.
This tower is just going to be conceded by Spirit, and I think that's a very good call. Like, you're fighting into Aegis, you probably have the expectation that there's some vision down there, and you just want to give Satanic more time to get there. Rocking the 200 CS minute 15, not bad. But he is losing ground to Meepo.
Yeah.
This gap is not as much as it was earlier.
Can Miposhka hear the drums? They're calling for Miposhka.
They're calling for you to stay away, I think. Yeah, Miro doesn't. He's not scared of anything.
Nor should he be.
Okay.
Immediately roars up and goes for the Shadow Demon kill. A dead shot comes out and he gets the axe to finish off the Shadow Demon.
He's too strong. They can't fight him.
He is too damn strong. As soon as that Primal Roar goes off and he gets max drum charges, it's just not a hero you want to fight into. And Team Spirit are going to pay the price for trying to challenge him here. Roll in from Kiyotaka will go unpunished. Even though Satanic is here, they've lost both their supports and lost too much ground, it seems. Maybe if Satanic had BKB, maybe they would take it. But
well, that Drums of Slom definitely paying off so far. That was a play you couldn't have made with Dom from Miro.
True.
And he didn't even lose his Aegis. So if he wants to put some more pressure, it is available.
It is interesting. It's that it's like getting aggressive just in a different way, right? The way we were talking about Pipe, we were basically talking about like 5-manning ending the game, but now instead it's like Miro's using this aggression, the team fight advantage that Drums gives you, and 5-manning around that rapidly around the map, not necessarily taking objectives, but getting kills, and they're getting the Dragonite, they've killed Miposhka, a really nice rotation from BetBoom.
This is getting scary all of a sudden. They wanted to wait for this timing of having the Aegis Drums of Slom, and now they're just going to town, killing them all over the map, taking the towers.
And the pure Meepo, it's like the pack rat setting of him using the S and Y into his Meepos. It seems like he feels like that is so strong that he can kind of do whatever he wants, and it looks pretty damn good. The snowball pickup isn't there. Laurel dies, and now the Tusk is going to die as well. That is effectively a team wipe. They got 2 kills top, got a kill bottom, now another 2 top again. They just killed all 5 of Team Spirit in the last 30 seconds.
What was the plan there?
I don't know.
That was Storm and Tusk against Meepo. Even if he doesn't have backup, I think he might 1v2 them. So I guess you had a Dragon Knight about to respawn, and maybe your idea was if we can stall out this tower falling, we can get TP reinforcements in there, but immediate Blink Roar just put an end to that. Kiyotaka not going to connect the roll. He wanted to get the kickback, and now he is in a bit of an awkward spot.
He is. Stunned up, hard to kill though, with the Blade Mail going out. Satanic has his BKB complete. He's got the kill on the Earth Spirit, and it looks like Miro's going to lose his Aegis, and they got the Meepo. The BKB Dragon Knight does manage to pull out all the stops and turn the game around for Spirit. They will absolutely win this team fight, claiming 3 and a 4th kill off of that one. Boy, Laurel he got his game saved, man. He just has so many galvanized stacks now.
Damn. Okay, well, now it's like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So that's good news for Spirit. An overextension from BetBoom. Kiyotaka going for that roll between the towers is an extremely costly mistake, and he's got to be kicking himself for that because they know that they were in a good position. And then just forcing that play. And look at his inventory. He has BKB now. He actually had the gold for it. So if he would have just waited and not been over-aggressive, now he can make the play that he tried to. But that will cost them 5,000 gold, more or less. This position is extremely compromised, and Satanic just pops all his stuff and gets to work.
And the Meepos, man, they were all low from all that cleave damage that Satanic was doing in the dragon form.
Yeah, Pure is he's gonna need to get that Axe, but it's gonna take a while. When you go Diffusal, Sanjin, Yasha, Blink, this is a pretty late Mega Meepo to get. And I'm a little bit worried that in the coming 5 minutes before he completes this item, if another fight breaks out, Satanic is just too strong against him now. And as you pointed out, the Storm got a little bit of recovery there. Laurel is still not looking too hot, but it's feeling more like a possibility again with that one misstep that BetBoom made between the towers. It's going to be an immediate shard pickup here as well. Which one are you hoping for as Spirit? Maybe the Tusk one would be nice, actually. Will be Meposhka getting the cleanse. What are you cleansing?
Yeah,
Earth Spirit, Silence.
Silences from both him and the Muerta.
Can you purge the lingering ghost effect when people get out of the ring? I guess you can.
Yeah, I assume so.
So that's also, it's something, it does say the calling is dispellable. You can purge enchant. And you can purge Diffusal Blade, which is nice. That's actually pretty nice to just have this on a hero that you want protection for. If you put it on the Primal Beast when he goes, I mean, I guess he has BKB and so does the Dragon Knight, so who really wants the Dispel right now?
I mean, if you give it to the Storm Spirit, he is a little bit more free, doesn't have to worry about silences. And
he's gonna have to worry. Oh, nice save.
Immediate snowball pickup. Team Spirit baited that one out expertly. Can they punish, though? TPs are coming in from the BetBoom side, and Rue very much slowed down. Disruption save now going to be used. Pure, he just brought all his people save. He's just gone. Dies so quickly to all that trample magic damage. Satanic's trying to get the Dragon Tail stun, catching up to Pure. But he'll be slowed down by the kick and will instead content himself feasting on a Tier 1 tower.
These double saves on Spirit really coming to work there. Tusk saves the core, Shadow Demon saves the Tusk, and nobody will be a casualty on their side. So another successful sequence for Spirit. They get the kill on the tower.
And interesting. BetBoom's lineup, the way I'm looking at it more with the status resistance to the Meepo and him having Shard and Ags. It feels like they want to get to a point where Meepo forces Team Spirit to go on him, but they can't control him enough, and he's always able to get his saves off. And then these damage over time heroes of Earth Spirit, Beastmaster with the Ags, and the 2 damage dealing supports, like they'll eventually win out. All the Meepo does need to do is just survive and draw attention long enough, right?
Yeah. Might become tricky with the... Oh, nice find. I'll get one. They'll maybe force BKB from Satanic too.
Oh, that pure damage is doing some work. Satanic, yeah, has to BKB. Almost got roared there. That was close.
Real close. Woo. Oh, that would have been a huge roar to get off. They would have actually just gained the whole map from that kill. Could have pushed out all of the waves and started thinking about that Roche #2, which is up. They killed it very early. This was maybe one of the earliest Roches of the tournament, actually.
Yeah, we used to be, well, like last year, right? We'd have Roshans all the time in the 10 to 15 minute window, but it feels like that hasn't happened very often this season.
Do you think Satanic should buy Blink this game on DK?
I'm okay with him just building raw damage.
You do have the Storm to catch. You have Primal, but Primal also... Okay, Primal does have Blink. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine with Primal's Blink.
I just want him to be able to threaten the Meepo.
Actually, everybody else has a Blink except Storm. We got you, Satanic. We'll set you up. You just go hit.
Radiant's top tower.
Now there's a Chrysalis, but there's the Roche number 2, and this one is going on Pure, and he will also finish Ags in 300. So now the question becomes, can BetBoom actually pressure with this? Are they going to look at a potential lane? They're going to look at a kill for now.
BetBoom set up for this kill for the longest time.
Yeah, they waited there a while. They'll be rewarded a little rue.
High ground does look pretty difficult. It is not easy for BetBoom to pressure that. Like, I feel like tier 2 towers, probably a given. They can probably take these last 2 tier 2 towers out, no problem. But
that begs the question, and again, this is where I'm a little bit unsure because of lack of recent experience. If Meepo can win a game like this minute 45.
Yeah.
Or if inevitably, because what Meepo has a ton of now is survivability. He's way harder to kill. Oh, they're gonna jump Miro fast.
Good grab. There's no space on the side of BetBoom, and they're gonna get more. The Earth Spirit is dead as well. A slip up there from BetBoom. Their other cores are the ones put forward, not the Aegis hero in Meepo. And Team Spirit take full advantage of it.
Yeah, and we're talking about whether they can go high ground or not. Let's get the tier 2 first, shall we?
Yeah, seriously.
That's
Silence into the Rod of Atos with Pure showing up, now trying to catch the squishier heroes, the Shadow Demon and the Storm Spirit. Earthbind's constantly missing. Larl seems to be baiting this out, and now the Satanic is here. Meepo does manage to dig underground. See if he is able to jump away. Yeah, no disables. Is good.
I'm surprised they didn't force that more. I think they could have got the Aegis. He had Pulverize. So, but respecting the potential counterplay of BetBoom, there also wasn't an outpost that they could have TP'd to with the respawning heroes on BetBoom's side, but that will mean that BetBoom retain their Aegis. As Pure is now planning on a butterfly. Interesting.
That is going to be pretty insane timing.
What a weird situation. He punched the Centaur and then he kept like pump fake trying to bait the Stomp, and then he just gets ganked and dies. Like, what was Roof trying to do? I don't really understand what the point of that was. But.
If he gets Butterfly, he probably puts it into his pack rat slot, right? So then, all the Meepo's survivability is off the charts against Dragonite.
But only against Dragon.
Only against Dragonite.
But it's still good, I think. Bit of a special game we have on our hands here. We might not get another Meepo game for the rest of the tournament. This hero generally makes an appearance like once or twice in an entire event. Even if it wins the one game it gets picked, the team might not run it back because they need very specific conditions to really like the choice.
Yeah.
So, gotta learn what we can while we get to see it. Definitely this whole pack rat approach with the SNY and the build order here is not what I was used to seeing from Meepo the last time around we saw it. It was more the earlier Ags.
Yes.
It was generally Diffusal Ags, I think, was what most players were doing. So this is a bit of new tech from Pure. On a pro level anyway. Maybe this is like the most obvious thing to Meepo players that are watching, but like we already established, we are distinguished gentlemen, so...
Yeah, we're not scum.
That's right.
BetBoom.
Kiyotaka.
Trying to get out. He doesn't pop his BKB. He just accepted the Dragon Tail headed his way.
Huh. Not been his best game, I have to say, on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
That's his 6th death, and that's going to lose a tower as well.
Losing your tower while you still have an Aegis on Meepo.
Yep.
Somehow BetBoom have not managed to put together that, like, that setup where the Meepo forces Team Spirit to go on you, or they just get something in return. They've lost multiple fights, multiple pickoffs that the other cores get initiated on.
Just find Kataomi. They'll delay it, but inevitable death. Kataomi could become an X factor in this game with the Enchantress versus Dragonite matchup. He is clearly building to scale. He went for the fast Drums Pike on Ench. No like defensive or team-oriented items. I guess Drum is like a bit of a hybrid. It's also good for you. That's always going to be an X factor later in the game. Okay, Satanic has to BKB. No TP though. His teammates are relatively far away.
His team is trying to catch up to him now.
Oh, no.
It's done. They cannot get there in time. Had to roll after them. Kiyotaka.
You die for 80 seconds without buyback against Meepo? I've seen this game before.
Oh, yeah.
This could be 2 lanes if the Spirit heroes don't manage to string together a strong defense. Now, there's no Aegis, but Pure ended up going for the Scotty instead of the Butter, so he's very tanky. They're definitely going to try to press the issue here and see if they can force out a buyback, and when they realize it isn't there...
The clones have 3k HP and 25% status resistance. It's going to be hard to blow them up. Nice use of the Axe. Pulls them together. Cannot get that kill. But as long as they don't lose too much for it. Looks like they may lose one. Malachi is actually going to jump in and use his ultimate to make sure that Tusk can't get out. And they're doing good damage too. Kiyotaka just dies as Laurel comes back in. Now they're going to focus on that Meepo. The Meepo can still try and hop away, almost killing Rue in the process. Kataomi is able to finish the job.
You did your best.
And looks like the little Meepo that was low was able to get out.
Good defense, though. That was a 4v5. Roar, of course, unavailable since they used it to kill the Dragon Knight, but still. Spirit hold on, and all it cost them was the Tusk for Earth Spirit. That's a great trade. So... definitely not bad on their part. Barely even took any tower damage because the fight broke out instantly. And this is something that we've cast some games of other teams where we've criticized this, that you're just way too willing to give up the first lane. Spirit weren't even willing to give up damage on their tower. They were so ready. They knew this push was coming. They were in position. They immediately go for the fight. Not giving Meepo any time to just get free real estate.
Little risky, but the reward is high. Team Spirit limit the damage done by BetBoom from Satanic's error earlier.
Yep. And it's funny how, to me, this game really stands. It says something about how good of a tournament Satanic has had, at least in the games that we've cast, that this game stands out because he has died twice.
Oh, yeah.
His games have just been so clean, and it's a team effort of how well Spirit play the map and gain information, put pressure, and get vision out so Satanic can just play the way he wants. So that is showing that BetBoom is putting some serious pressure on them, the fact that Satanic is slipping up, because it hasn't really been happening all that much.
Beastmaster, AC, Aghanim Scepter, BKB.
Yep.
He's pretty big, and he's going to work towards a refresher next.
Big fight coming here. 5-man smoke. They're down by 8k. BetBoom seem to have predicted this. They have got good movement and a nice defensive ward. Could try to break the smoke with Kataomi first. Seems to be the plan. On the left-hand side, he is gonna break them out now.
He even shows himself, daring them to go on him. Tries to jump away from Malik. Malik is going to commit. Meanwhile, Miro got the jump onto the Storm Spirit. The follow-up is not going to be there in time, but the Meepo is coming in. He's going after the supports. First, he is ignoring these cores, trying to catch up to Maposhka. Couldn't get him. Has to turn to the Aghanims for him. Look at save and the damage from Kiyotaka was Satanic. He took so much magic damage there. That didn't look like a carry at all. That was a hero with 3,600 HP that was not taking damage from the Meepo. That was everybody else.
Yeah, we've been talking about the Ench as a potential problem and kind of just glossed over the fact that Muerta kind of eats Dragon Knight alive when she's given enough time. Look at that. Top damage in her team in the fight. The numbers on Dragon Knight are going to look mega inflated because he's dealing damage to Meepo.
Yeah.
But Save with the top damage in his team in that instance was absolutely huge. Getting the ult off, multiple nice shots onto DK, and that's just a matter of outlasting the BKB. When the BKB is down, Muerta... It's actually a really nice luxury when you look at it that BetBoom supports can kill the enemy one together. That's kind of unusual, but when you're running a pure damage support and a magic damage support against DK, it's a nice plan. If that was part of the logic with when they picked this and not just the early laning focus and the mid-game pressure that these heroes bring. And Save also has just had a standout tournament on this hero, so they would want to pick it for him anyway. That's a nice little extra bit of luxury that he's that good against the DK.
Pure keeping things very stat efficient, upgrades his Blink Dagger to Swift Blink, and now is going to upgrade his Diffusal Blade to Disperser.
He just did not want that butterfly after all, huh?
Yeah, apparently not.
He was like, this is my first choice. Nah, I changed my mind. I never wanted it.
Yeah, seriously.
He didn't even get it as his second or third choice. It was the Swift Blink into Disperser after getting Scotty.
Level 25, so he can take either the...
if Rue shows on this wave, he's dead immediately. He'll wisely stay in the shadows, and Pure will push it back out.
He chooses the 350 health over the Poof cast duration.
Yeah. What's the general cast duration of this? 1.5? So then it goes down to 0.5?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool talent, actually.
It sounds better to me than 350 health, but again, not a Meepo player, so...
I guess if you look at how the fights are happening, he just needs all the staying power in the world. This is a game that's about surviving DK's BKB. If you don't lose the fight during the enemy's BKBs, I actually think BetBoom are just relatively heavily favored even because their supports start killing them.
Yeah.
So then you have 5 heroes that kill the entire enemy team together. Whereas on the enemy side, the Tusk and the Shadow Demon are primarily just playing strictly defensive. They're not offering all that much aggressive damage. Disseminate has been decent against the Meepo. Maybe not as good as I would have expected.
It feels like the saves almost play against them because if you're saving an ally, it just means the team fight's stretching out longer, which is to the advantage of BetBoom in the first place with all this 4 right here. They like the long, drawn-out fights.
Yep. Satanic is going to aim for a Mjolnir now. A classic anti-Meepo item. Begs the question if he should have bought it earlier in his build.
Yeah.
But maybe not all that familiar with this situation to begin with.
They're going to challenge Satanic here. Satanic, disruption finally goes off. He really didn't want to have to use BKB, but he may have to now. We're surrounded by Meepos, but he's getting good damage in. Got the Aghanim Scepter just in time. Satanic's BKB, it's out now, and the damage from the supports comes in once again. They just cannot rely on this Dragon Knight anymore. He just can't do it by himself. There are too many threats on the side of BetBoom. And every time Pure puts himself in the front, and he's always getting off that Aghanim Scepter. They just cannot seem to burst down one of those Meepos. That was with an Aegis, right? He could have afforded the mistake. He could have afforded a situation where he doesn't get off the Aghanim Scepter, and they still would have won that fight. But as it is, they give Team Spirit absolutely nothing. All the way into the fountain they're going. Primal Roar goes off. The drums go off with the BKB. Miro is healed up and he's fine. Meanwhile, Team Spirit are slowed down and it's looking like a dieback for Satanic, who doesn't have the BKB to get out of the Earthbind. They try and help him out with the Purge, but it's not good enough. Once again, Save delivers the damage alongside Kataomi. The supports in the back line are just fully countering the enemy carry. And with the dieback on the Dragon Knight, you have to imagine Team Spirit will not be able to stop this assault from BetBoom. BetBoom are going to close out this game 1. Marl does manage to get 1 kill, maybe a second here. Gets that much, but what about Pure? Roll in, Kiyotaka. Now the Aghanim Scepter goes off from Pure. Still has 30 seconds left to the Aegis. Malik is almost dying to the BKB and the Enchantress and will end up dying. A kick forward, Pure. He's going to jump onto the Shadow Demon, finishes him off, and now it's just Laurel, the last man left alive for Team Spirit. And he will soon join everybody else in the grave. Buys back, but again, 1 versus 3 with an Aegis on Pure. He could end the game anytime he wants, but instead it's the GG that is finally forced out from Team Spirit.
Great game. Very well played by BetBoom.
Welcome everybody to BetBoom versus Team Spirit Game 2.
Alright guys, you know what? The very nice and very calm music we had yesterday when we were talking about golf, I could do more of that. that was really nice.
I agree with Syndra. That music made it hard to think.
Oh, you were thinking?
I was trying to think hard enough to drown out the music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's you, Cap.
Yeah, that's me. BetBoom versus Team Spirits. Very different drafts this time around. What are your thoughts, Syndrin? Because I don't care about the thoughts of the panel.
Me neither.
Good.
But I do care about the duality of mid lane Coddle. It's very... How to say? It's very hit or miss. If things go well early on, you can snowball a game like basically none other. But I think this hero is, in this current meta, is maybe one of the potentially most timed mids. He definitely will fall off. And that means BetBoom's lineup wants to play on Coddle's timing and play a very strong mid game and try to dominate the map. I feel very happy for Spirit if this game is even minute 30. I think then eventually this tricore of DK, Dawn, Morph is just going to get the job done inevitably. Even against a farm TA, Morphling is one of the better carry-to-carry matchups against her. You get Refraction yourself, you're natural Manta buyer, you hit stupidly hard. You're hard to kill for TA with the minus armor because you have so much armor. So definitely the hero to watch for this game is that Kiyotaka Coddle.
And also the player-hero combination, right? Because you look at this game, everybody else is silvers and golds and platinums and grandmasters, and Kiyotaka's rocking the bronze tier Coddle, and that's for good reason too. He's only played it 9 times in his professional career. He's only won 3 of those games, so not a great win rate.
I wonder what prompted the pick here, because I think considering how unpopular this hero is, you need to have a very good reason to go for it.
I've got kind of a theory about that, but we'll see if Kiyotaka lives first. I think Save makes every mid laner he plays with play Coddle.
Oh.
Because then he could also play Coddle, you know? They could have the Coddle flex.
Right.
Because he really likes the Coddle, right? And so but, you know, you can't just pick that hero all the time.
Well, they did last pick it, so there wasn't much flex.
True,
true. I thought you were making the case that Save loves when there's a Coddle because then he gets mana. So if he's not playing the Coddle when...
Or he could play more of a carry from the 4 position.
Yeah.
Because he's got a mid laner that isn't going to scale.
Well, I'm very curious to see it. I find Coddle very entertaining to watch because he's so... We've had many games in the last year or two where mid Coddles go like 8-0, 10-0. They just run the map very early on with a Vessel and high levels. And then if they mess up once or twice, you feel like nothing had happened. So it's very entertaining to watch because of the pace that it sets, but also the stakes of every move are really, really high. In a way, it's kind of what Queen of Pain used to be. Just that now Quap scales better. And compensates better for early deaths. I used to say that Quap dying 2 or 3 times, you generally don't win the game.
Yeah.
Like it was that extreme.
Yeah. Different now, but
yeah.
The Coddle still fits that narrative, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. A big part of mid Coddle is the ability to farm side camps. We'll see how much Kiyotaka gets to stack. When he pushes out the mid lane, ideally he wants to run north and then stack that camp into a double and a triple. Now that he has enough levels to push faster. I mean, you can also farm it as a single, it's just not as effective, but gotta do something with your time, right?
Yeah. Is it, usually when it comes to stacking and playing off of camps from the mid lane, usually it's better to be on Radiant side than Dire, right?
I would say in particular for Coddle, yes, because you can just blast the camp from the low ground.
Yeah.
This one you actually have to move for. For other heroes, it might be less relevant because they need to move for both, and then yes, the distance for Dire is a little bit longer, but yeah, Coddle, the comparison is it's a quite significant difference.
Well, our side lanes, we've got another one of those kind of double melee matchups. It seems like we're seeing this more and more. I don't know, maybe it's just because Clockwork's so good, but, and I guess Ogre is so good. Templar Assassin Clockwork lane against a Lion Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, this is a very volatile lane. Both lanes have clear kill potential and are very strong on level 3 that they have now both achieved, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the first blood happening up there. I would be surprised to see it happening here. But you never know. Maybe Kiyotaka oversteps once.
I mean, he does. Like, Larl is prepared for a kill. He's got a blood grenade. He wants to make it happen.
Yeah, that's quite unusual.
We'll see. He actually manages to. I wonder if when he bought that blood grenade, I wasn't really paying attention. I wonder if the first time he got that Coddle low, he was like, I can kill this guy. Other safe lane, Timbersaw and Muerta versus Morphling Tusk.
Good lane for Timber.
Yeah.
They can't really do anything to him with Morph Tusk. He should just free farm.
Which means Save should have an opportunity to maybe go through the gate or pressure mid.
Absolutely. And Miro, you're also seeing it here. He has 8 denies to Satanic 0. Just able to play up nice and aggressive, put the pressure, slow down the Morphling's progression. But the other two,
the Tusk that goes through first. He is already up there in the safe lane. Feeling like he can't do much here. The counter TP is going to come in before the dive even commences. Nice dead shot backwards. Hit him with the blood grenade. He does have an Earth Spike ready to go and will live off of that one. Nice 2-man stun. Malik's still kind of playing around here.
Bowling.
Oh, missed the second cogs. Good try.
Only a spare. Still not bad. Now what matters is that the next cogs, you've got to hit the first one, so you convert your spare.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just a 10. That's not the best.
Scanning.
Are you a big bowling fan?
Yeah, it's fun. I like bowling. I think I like all social sports except boxing.
Is boxing a social sport?
Negative social.
I was about to, you beat the shit out of each other while chatting it up with your bud?
I mean, it's still social. It's with other people. Not everything social has to be positive, right?
I mean, I guess what is not a social sport then?
You think you're so smart, Cap.
I'm genuinely asking.
That's a good question. Malik is cooked here, by the way. No escape. This matchup's actually very annoying. That's the thing. When Clock gets on top of you and you don't have the Lion's protection, it's just so easy. I'll be first blood here for Katomi. What's not a social sport? Formula 1.
Ah, that's a good answer. Well, they're still talking to their engineers.
You're still talking to and there's also the pit stops, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part of that sport, you're not interacting with other people. Golf, if you don't have a caddy, then you're just playing alone.
Yeah.
See? They exist.
I mean, bowling you can play alone.
Shut up. Nobody does that.
Wheatley. Vessel almost online. It'll be combined with the pressure that Miro is putting on Satanic already and a mid laner that is able to buy Vessel. Oh, that's a good gank.
Oh, that's so good.
Just enough. Well played, Save. Katomi and Save sandwich him.
Everything in that gank was perfect. That was so nice. The cogs into the silence, and then Timber hits both spells midair on a short chain. I think it's harder to hit the Whirling Death when you're chaining through from a short distance than a long one, because, you know, the amount of, how to say, build-up time in your chain to really prepare it, I feel like it's harder. They go for a counterplay of their own on Kiyotaka.
TP is coming in, but it looks like it's going to be far too late. Kiyotaka is already dead by the time Save TP's in.
It's a good hero to kill. We talked about how much this hero is about momentum. Now Save!
Yeah, he doesn't have his ult. All he has is the calling to try and protect himself, and that's not going to be nearly good enough. Team Spirit, they bounce back. Got some good ganks there from BetBoom, but they are overwhelming the mid lane now and keeping the Coddle down.
Pure will force Malik out of lane simultaneously, but he is, of course, a level 6 Dawn, so if they want, they can just make the move for him. Maybe they will with Miposhka. Yep, they
Trap
will
him
indeed.
inside the shard, so, okay, the stun doesn't... Wait, Malik, whoa! Oh, God, they really just smashed their keyboards, didn't they?
What? I'm trying to wrap my head around how that even happens. Okay, so he couldn't have hit the spell He wasn't in range. So I thought, okay, you know, sometimes you can misclick and click your hero portrait or something, and then you cast in the wrong direction. But that wasn't even the spell he was supposed to use first. He had to hammer that first. Okay, that was really strange. And who knows, maybe they kill him, maybe they don't. He has Blinding Light, so perhaps it is not the easiest for the Dawn to execute that, but that looked funny. It really stands out with how well these teams have been playing this tournament when they just completely botch a move. It's just so out of place.
Well, I guess get enough of these games for all these group stages.
Eventually it's going to happen, right?
Yeah, bound to be a few screw-ups.
Full vision for the Radiant for a little bit. You know, Kato, well.
Immediately use the Vessel on Rue, slow him down. There's nowhere he can go. Power of that Solar Bind. Such an annoying spell.
This is a good timing to push this mid wave with Caudal ulti. You have the Siege wave coming in, and you're bringing Pure in as well. They want to take some serious advantage out of this, and even if they don't find more kills, which they might,
nice
snowball dodge will be okay. And now the counterplay, actually. Oh, never mind. Nobody's dying.
Yeah, they've got too many heroes here in the top lane. Looks like they're trying to trade out a bit.
Yeah. This is a good call from Spirit to not take this fight mid. You have no business fighting into Caudal right now. You want to dodge him. You want to make sure Satanic keeps progressing his item build. Once he gets his Manta, things get a lot easier. Until then, that Vessel is extremely intimidating.
A little bit surprised BetBoom are trying to invest to keep this tower alive. The smoke, a little bit delayed there from Team Spirit, does run down mid, but the rotation is coming out from BetBoom to keep this tower up. They go for Malik over Satanic here. Malik is able to get out of the cogs with the hammer. Both heroes are rather mobile, so don't have the best lockdown, especially without level 6 on Kataomi.
Now might have killed Kataomi there if he had ult on Satanic, but has opted not to get that. But you're right, the defense top from BetBoom does not work out. They spend a decent amount of resources on not accomplishing anything. Spirit. This is looking a little bit... Laurel's farm this game is similar to what Satanic had last game in the safe lane. This is going to be a big Dragon Knight. Of course, again, the Vessel and the Timber Saw are two big problems for your hero. But you can itemize your way out of most in Dota as long as you're rich. So he can keep this up. Going Mage Slayer next. Great game, great item against Caudal and Timber, so can't disagree with that.
It's a nice life lesson there, Cinderin. You can itemize your way out of anything as long as you're rich.
Just buy a house.
Just buy your way out of your problems. 1K net worth lead for Team Spirit after all of these moves between mid and top, but we're just beginning to cook with this Caudal. Though he is out of charges now, so this gank will be a little bit more awkward as a result. But they finally have the Clockwork online with the hook shot, which is fantastic setup for the Caudal. And we're just going to see this duo and maybe +1. In this case, save.
Time for some Caudal cooking.
Run around, get some kills.
What do you think is his favorite dish? What do you think Caudal cooks? Does Gandalf ever cook in Lord of the Rings?
He probably doesn't. Honestly, he probably doesn't eat too much. He probably tries to keep it pretty light.
For the sake of his horse, or what?
Light. Come on.
Okay, the moment I said that, I realized what you said, and it was too late. That was actually a pretty good joke. I'm just stupid. What can you do? It's unlucky.
It doesn't work if you have to explain the joke.
I mean, it's unlucky. What can you do? Just make an easier to understand jokes I can't miss. I say that, and some of the jokes I've told you are just 10 times more obscure, and I'm just expecting you to get the reference. Like, you don't know that meme? Unlucky. Well,
Team Spirit are also unlucky because their 4-man move to this side of the map was hoping to catch the Timber Saw, but seems like Miro knew something was up. He played it really passive, and now he definitely knows Laurel shows himself and starts hitting the tower.
Yep, they still get the tower, so can't say it was all that bad. Objective claimed, Satanic, only a recipe now away from the Manta, and that is the item I'm really looking at in this game. It's a true difference maker when you're playing against the Caudal to have that Dispel available for the Solar Bind and for the Vessel. That arriving soon. This might get easier for
Found
Spirit.
his mark. They know about that high ground ward, but it may be too late for Rue. doesn't actually go for the hook shot on him. They got greedy and tried to go for more kills. Kiyotaka does land the blast. Rue goes down. Miposhka is able to get out of the cogs, though, so they'll only get 1 kill out of this.
Oh, he's so far.
He's really throwing around those vessel charges. I mean, there's just no way they kill Miposhka there.
No.
Well, now he's back to no vessel charges.
That's true. That's actually a kind of big deal. For a little bit, a couple of kills will be harder to obtain. And Satanic, he didn't flinch. He's just staying bottom. If the enemy heroes want to make moves all over the map, it's like, cool with me. I just need to get to 3 items, and I feel like I'm going to win this game, is probably his mindset on the Morph right now.
Yeah. And his Manta timing is so important, right? If you can't use this vessel against the cores on the enemy side, then, like, you're probably feeling pretty bad. Now, Laurel is not going a BKB, he's going Mage Slayer. Blink Mage Slayer.
It's going to be good against the DK for a while,
for
sure. And it's also going to be good against the Dawn for a while. But yeah, the Morphling is a very big part of what you would probably want to do. Nice find here on Kataomi. Nice escape here on Kataomi. All right.
Sneaks that hook shot around.
So now, there's the Orchid. Big pickup on the Caudal. Now, this makes the dynamic with Morph kind of interesting. You just don't want to stack these two.
Yeah.
You want to stagger them, so you use one, and then if he mantas that one off, you have the other. And then you need to make the choice of which one is more important to stick. Is it the silence, or is it the anti-heal? Because whichever one you use first, Morph should be getting shift off no matter what you do. Because he can just manta and press the button and you will never be able to Orchid him before he does it. But if you get the Orchid, he obviously can't escape. Oh, this would be a big one. And they'll get it for sure. Oh my god. Just
heavy commitment there.
BetBoom.
A lot of abilities were used. Can BetBoom get any sort of punish?
They don't have the Vessel for this Laurel kill. And he
blink away.
Because he's not Vesseled. This charge that Kiyotaka is missing right now, making a pretty big difference. I think that's a dead DK if he had the charge. Because he got the second Solar Bind on him, Timbersaw was connecting, and now, effectively, BetBoom just pulled 4 heroes to this bottom lane to no avail.
And this is not the timing that BetBoom wants to be giving away pickoffs. They want to be the ones getting pickoffs that can lead them to do Roshan, right? Because they got a Deso TA. He's itching to take down the big rock man. You ever just call something differently just for the change of sake?
Yeah.
Sake of change.
Yes.
Yes.
For the I can't even repeat it because it's so unnatural to say it. I'm actually impressed.
It's backwards day.
Nice.
Got it.
That's one of the nice things about English Cap. It has so many words. You can always insult people in like 100 different ways.
True.
All right, Vessel charges unlocked.
Whole book of outdated insults, basically.
Oh yeah. Are you getting me that for Christmas?
Think of all the words we used to use in like the 20s and 30s. Scallywag. Yellow belly.
Yeah, now they're only used by pirates.
True.
It's funny how they didn't move on. Guess you miss touch with modern society when you're just out on the sea all the time.
Stuck in their ways.
Radiant are scanning.
Does this game also kind of feel to you like Spirit are almost past the worst part already?
Yes. It feels like they are winning the game passively.
Yeah.
Every second that goes by, every tick of gold that comes in, it's just like, feels like another 0.1% that comes in for Team Spirit.
It kind of is ironic that this might be one of the lower kill scores that BetBoom have had in any of their games, and it's with the mid Caudal, who is the one that wants to do the absolute most out of any hero they've picked. Yeah. So definitely not really going the way they want. They will get the Roche though, which is good. See how much pressure they can put with this Aegis. Probably just going to put it on Pure. He does have the Blink Deso Lance, so he is ready to fight. But Spirit are doing a good job at not letting them get this snowball rolling with the Caudal.
I would also say that Team Spirit, I think one of the things they're best at is recognizing times where they don't want to fight or whatever, and just farming efficiently and like playing up to a certain item timing. I think that's where they found a lot of success with Satanic. They've been behind in a certain situation. They say, okay, let's just farm. And that if they're one of the best teams at doing that, this has got to be one of the harder lineups to execute that BetBoom have drafted against Spirit. We'll see what they can do with this Aegis, a 5-minute window.
Definitely not going to count out BetBoom's lineup more or less until the game is over, though, because there's always, we've seen Pure on this TA do crazy things, but he is 3,000 behind the Morph, which is actually kind of incredible that the gap is this big between the two.
Yeah. Templar Assassin is a hero that basically doesn't have an ultimate. Like, your toolkit is just entirely on your basic abilities.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, which means you could just be Templar Assassin if you wanted to. If Satanic wants to just, jump in and turn on refraction and meld people, he can do that.
It's, I guess the most likely targets for his ult here on Morph is TA and Timber.
Yeah.
Getting the Timber chain mobility and that burst damage against Timber would be come in handy for sure. Miro has the Ags. He's very tanky. Oh, the miss. The creep blocked it. Satanic. He would have actually been in major trouble there. He did not have Manta ready. If that would have connected, but now he's fine.
And now he's about to finish up his Conda. Oh, Malik is going to be spotted. Good catch for save. And Kiyotaka will join along for the ride to put the damage out. Ooh.
He has the Aegis.
They're going to try and take away that Aegis nice and quick here. Gets it done. Miro, he responds, chasing after Maposhka. Nice use of the shard there. Still going to be chased down by Pure or Miro.
That's still not bad for Spirit.
Yeah.
Tusk for the Aegis here.
And there's the Templar Assassin.
Yeah. Yeah, having the ability to Melt Strike and then turn into Morph is actually kind of disgusting. Yeah. And the refraction of course.
And they're going to go for the TA second time. They've got to burst it down. Oh, that was fast. Now the Dragon Knight, both times they jump on the TA and Miro's able to come in and clean house. And he's doing it really, really well. Satanic needs to get away from this Timber Saw. That's all he's got to do. Waveform away. Chakram doesn't land as a result. The Dead Shot does, though. Pushes them back in. Miro, though, is too far to capitalize on the situation. So, yeah, they do kill the Templar Assassin, but you lost your Dragon Knight for it and your Lion. Can't tell if it was worth it.
It's kind of even, I guess. And it was also a proof of concept of how fast they can kill. So the Morph just waveforms in. Did he melt struck him, right? He waveformed in, melt struck, and turned back into Morph? Was that what happened? Because that damage was ridiculous.
He definitely hit him with the Kata. I don't know if he got a melt strike in or not, but definitely was a lot. I don't know. Did they time the refraction? Was it the refraction timing out, or did they actually get the damage instances to go through?
Yeah, maybe. That's a good question. I didn't notice there. I mean, if you pile on top of him with the... Which heroes was it that dealt damage? Was it only DK and Morph? Or was there a third instance?
There was the Earth Spike. Okay. But I think Lion only did one instance of damage from the Earth Spike.
Yeah, then it might have just been down. Maybe they found the perfect moment.
Well, we've got a little bit of problems here, but hopefully we'll be back up into the game soon. BKB for Malik is his build-up. BKB for the Dragon Knight is almost done, and Satanic is going to go back for a BKB as well. So 3 core BKBs is going to be the build-up for Team Spirit. So you talk about the time being like 5 minutes from now, maybe 7. It'll be very, very hard for BetBoom. It feels like they got to get more done in this window right now.
Yeah, I think their solution to that problem is going to be Caudal Hex, inevitably, right? You're going to have to prevent heroes from getting BKB off, and then you do have some amazing teammates for killing hexed heroes. Timbersaw as well as TA just burst anyone in the blink of an eye and can't count out Muerta either. We've seen countless examples of Save just becoming a carry in the game in his own right. So, but that's going to be the natural next step, I think, to try to solve that problem. He's going Octarine first, and sometimes we see Coddles also go BKB. And if he feels like he needs that overhex, then maybe Miro. Miro's also queuing up BKB. Or rather, he is queuing up BKB. Kiyotaka isn't yet. So you're right, when the BKBs come out, if neither of them is buying a Hex, could get tricky. Catching Malik.
Miro starts chasing after him. Laurel is around, but he got hit by a TA trap, so he's not able to blink in or blink out. Turns around, Dragon Tails up Miro, but he's still slowed down. Before they have the BKBs, a desperate TP away. Dead shot. Caught him just in time. That is multiple times. I swear.
They're diving.
Yep, they're going to go for the Lion as well. He's just dead.
They have so much burst. It's a matter of finding the right heroes. Damage is not an issue until BKBs are there. If you do find the Dawn, you just saw her get 100-0'd by Coddle and Timber in 2 seconds. Illuminate plus all of the Timber spells with Solar Bind on and the Vessel. So easy.
Now I feel a lot better about BetBoom. We're up 5K.
Yep.
Like before we were trading out and we were just keeping the net worth even. It was like, okay, gotta get something better.
It's now crazy what you can accomplish when you fix your Discord.
That's true, when you are able to communicate with allies. Another dead shot.
Nice TP.
A little bit too late.
Very nice from Nikoshka finding that little corner.
So Muerta really stood out at Belgrade. That hero was just dominating at Belgrade, and I felt like the calling was so damn good. But as I've watched DreamLeague, I feel like Deadshot is beginning to be that ability as well. Just the range at which you're able to hit a disable is kind of bonkers.
I think it's one of the hardest spells in the game to master.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to use, so I guess it makes sense that over time, as Muerta gets played hundreds of games by the pros, they get to that level. I think with most heroes in Dota, I would say with how talented the pro players are, I think they could pick up most heroes that they've never played before, play 10 to 20 games, and be solid. Muerta, I think, takes more to use that spell in particular. It's just really, really... I'm not going to say it's not intuitive to use. It's just very... In terms of like even dexterity, the way you need to move your mouse and angle your spell compared to a lot of other abilities in Dota, you need to have pretty strong precision. It's not only about understanding the movement of the enemy hero.
Sure.
You also need to click and drag in like a very smooth and fast motion, which I would say that's way easier with Darkseer Wall because you're naturally pulling them toward your cursor.
Yeah.
So there's some mechanical part of that spell too that's not too easy to do.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about the way you think about the map is a little bit different, right? It's the same when you play Timbersaw or say Pango, right? Because you interact with the map in a certain way, and it's the same with Muerta. Now you're all of a sudden interacting with trees, something you have to keep aware of. Kiyotaka and Miro, they've got sight of 2 supports.
A good ward. Oh, they only get the 1 though. Kataomi couldn't find an angle to hookshot the secondary target. That would have been both supports.
And they showed 5 heroes there. Immediate smoke up from BetBoom. They're going to go through the gate. They're trying to make this fast. They say, okay, we showed 5 heroes on this top left side of the map. Let's go to the other side. Like Satanic and these other guys, they're going to be farming super efficiently. They're going to be greedy on the other side of the map. Let's see if we can catch them. Problem is, his team spirit is too cautious. They've already backed out of this area, and they have grouped up together, mostly back to defend that tier 2 and go for the D ward on that high ground.
I think they might be anticipating this move because they saw TA farming on the left side, and she disappeared. So they might have thought she TP'd across to connect with her team, and they're making this move. And they just read BetBoom's move perfectly here, and they don't really get much out of it. But I say that, BetBoom have very good lanes. You have a lane that was next to the tier 2 tower top. You're pushing all the way into the tier 3 mid. Your bottom wave is going to push over time as well. So the amount of just passive free vision you're getting and control of the map is very nice for them right now.
And super scary with the TA traps. Like when you start getting this map control, it becomes easier and easier to control these choke points with multiple TA traps like we're seeing with this triangle now. If you want to clear that out, you're going to have to send in Satanic with the gem. They'll push him back with a wall of cogs.
It's carrots.
Huh?
It's carrots. He has the carrot set. You didn't notice the cogs?
No.
They look like carrots. It's because he's a rabbit clockwork.
Oh my god.
You haven't seen this set before?
I know, I haven't. I was wondering what this set was, but now that you tell me it's a rabbit, I can see. Because
it's not funny when I have to explain the joke.
Whatever, man. He's got this scarf that's covering most of him up, so I didn't realize that it was a rabbit nose sticking out.
It really reminds me of the game Lies of P. Have you played that?
Yeah. Well, I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah. This clock set is it's like that steampunk mechanic animal set, basically. Perfect for me. I'm also a mechanical animal.
Well, I know the robot part. Where's the animal?
There you go, then. I didn't have to explain that one. Good job. So still, status quo. I want to say that out of the 3 lanes, I feel like almost constantly 2 are pushing into Spirit's base. They're definitely on defense with the Dawnbreaker for the foreseeable future. But it's not that clear-cut how you're going to defend with Dawn. If you get caught by a Clockwork plus the burst of a Timber and a TA, you can actually die even while having BKB. So it is a bit scary here for the Spirit heroes. They're trying to set up to prepare for an inevitable Roche, but unfortunately for them, the spawn timing of this is actually really awkward. It's going to spawn at 29:45, so they have to be on the dot there with their heroes to kill it in time. And if it starts heading bottom, that's, I want to say, great news for BetBoom, despite it going to the Radiant side, because BetBoom just have so good control of this bottom area.
Yeah, they've got double wards, like this mid ward and this bottom lane ward. It feels like they've got really good control of this bottom right-hand side of the map. They smoke up to go exploring into their own jungle area. Nobody's going to be there, though. Spirit have already backed away. Maybe Spirit all of a sudden will get better control of the Roche pit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. They know when Roshan's going to spawn, so they're planning on just bursting it down right away.
We can't forget that, Cap.
Of course.
We forget it every time. That TA is just like playing with cheats here. That's just... That's such a strong innate in Pro Dota. It's like insanely good.
Yep. It's an insult to injury that the Dawnbreaker passive goes off immediately afterwards to see, oh yeah, the TA has a passive that lets her know when Roshan is, and I get to see them do it. Cool.
It's like a real shocker. Oh, they were there! Oh, that's very good news for BetBoom, getting that Roche. They will try to steal the enemy Tormentor as well, by the looks of it. TA also good at that. I think... I mean, TA has just got so much nice secondary utility. We focus a lot on her ability to deal major damage and her laning, and like her carry-to-carry matchups and stuff, but all the other luxury, traps for map control, your ability to solo Tormentor, your ability to know when Roche is spawning. It's just... all these little extra things really bump her up in priority and strength. Especially the higher the level of the game is, the more her secondary things matter. Both the traps and that Roche timer. And, well, Spirit, you better start thinking about defending. Don't think about it now.
Refraction got burned through, and immediately the Dragon Tail stun came out. Now they don't... Okay, Satanic is able to finish off that. Laurel's going to pop at the BKB and chase after the Clockwork. Are they going to be able to push for more? They're going to deal with the banner for now. And Pesty Siege Wagon still up.
That's all they're going to get.
Not too bad. I mean, especially given the fact that you're dealing with, I think, BetBoom at one of their strongest timings, though there is going to be this window where Pure... He's got Chrysalis right now, but soon Daedalus. It's going to get to that one-shot territory.
It was just a really nice first hit. You know, the Tusk DK getting in there, Finger of Death, and then when he disengages, Morph kills him and gets out without expending anything. Just a nicely choreographed attack from, or defense, I suppose, from Team Spirit. And yeah, they didn't steal this, surprisingly. BetBoom were in position to take this Tormentor, but now it's going to go to Laurel. He stopped in his tracks on Miero. Not getting anywhere.
Fireball.
Yep.
Might not actually be the worst, considering the fact that Help will burn through the refraction, right? Maybe not as good as it used to. But.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good as it used to be, but it's still just more Like TA's development as a hero is interesting, right? So the old refraction, the perfect counter was doing like 10 damage. And now the new refraction, the perfect counter is doing, is it 60 or something? How much is it blocks per barrier? 30. And that's before reductions, right?
Yeah.
Because it follows the same rules as every other barrier. So if you have, if TA has 50% physical damage reduction, you need to do 60 damage to remove one barrier. So if you do 59, that sucks. Because then you almost take it off, but not quite, and then you have to do an extra hit just to remove the first layer.
Mm-hmm.
So something like Fireball is probably not that good, because I don't think it ticks for... How much does it tick for?
Probably
75. Okay.
Might be perfect.
I mean, that's pretty good then. I think this ticks away one refraction per second then.
At the below buzzer.
That's decent. I actually didn't think Fireball did that much DPS. It's all right. Because she needs to have a lot of magic resistance before this barrier blocks 75, right? That's she's not getting there. But it means that heroes in the past that would like hard counter TA, such as Venomancer or Bat Rider, don't do it as easily because they don't just eat all the refractions instantly.
She doesn't get hard countered quite as well, right?
Yes, there are some of the atrocious matchups of the past have become way more playable, for better or worse.
Scythe of Ice is going to be the next item for Kiyotaka, so the Coddle is finally going to go that item. Yeah. But it looks like Miro is also thinking about it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I was suggesting it for both of them, right?
Yeah.
For a reason. I think maybe you don't have to both buy it first. Maybe Coddle could get the BKB if Miro is close to his. He isn't, though. We're going to try to put some pressure here and force out something. Manta waveform is all they're going to get. No BKB.
Good restraint from Satanic.
But I like this approach from BetBoom. I feel like one of them should buy BKB and the other one should buy Hex, and then they could do it vice versa. So if Coddle is buying the Hex and Timber bought the BKB, I would like to see Coddle buy BKB after this Hex as well. I just think it gives him a lot more freedom and he becomes more reliable in the fight.
Yeah, I would say, considering the fact that Miro... I guess Miro's already got BKB, but I feel like the Scythe of Ice is better on the Coddle just because Miro doesn't have Blink. So instead, use the cast range of the Coddle to get that surprise initiation. Scotty soon for the Morphling. He is very big. Again, he is still ahead of the TA. It's just that his allies are falling farther and farther behind their respective cores.
Especially considering how good of a start Larl had. He is probably not feeling too happy with the state of things sitting there. He doesn't, I mean, as usual, the players don't have access to this information. You don't necessarily know the... Generally, at this level, they can kind of feel whether they're ahead or not and where they're at. But, yeah. He could have definitely had a better game with the start that he had on that DK, but got slowed down by a couple of deaths against the BetBoom team and just the overall map pressure. The reason Morph looks so... really stands out in comparison to the other cores is that, well, if you own 40% of the map and you're giving Satanic half of that, then everybody else is sharing the last 20%.
Yeah.
So, of course, he's going to be taking the brunt of it.
Which is where they need to be able to win a fight and take over parts of the map. They got a TA jump. BKB's going to be popped. They all in for the Templar Assassin and do manage to take him and the Timber Saw. They just smashed them inside of that initiation.
Great ward. Great ward. They see the... I think TA was on the edge of that ward, and there's no hesitation. They just blow up her immediately. Team Spirit. Find a moment of opportunity to cut away half the lead. BetBoom doesn't have a save for the TA when she does get jumped. If there's any defensive support there, that's such a different story. But they can't protect her with anything else than Blinding Light. And Satanic, okay. Well, they made a good move, so let's go. Straight down mid.
He's, I think, gonna get this. There's no buyback from the Templar Assassin. We'll see what Save can put together.
Well, with the Octarine, he can spam Blinding Light.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. Okay. Too many spells.
What's the cooldown on Blinding Light when you have Octarine? Let's see. It's 12. and you can cut away half of that with Chakra, which is on a 7-second cooldown.
Under attack.
So you have a blind every 6 seconds, basically. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. So basically, there's 2 seconds where you can actually hit things. Otherwise, you've got the other 4 seconds. You have that 40% mischance.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What a move from Spirit, though. That went from 12 to 4k gold, and they took half of that mid tower.
And now you're going to see those other cores, their net worth, they're going to start keeping up a little bit. You got Nullifier on Malik, and he's going to get Harpoon next. So he is really building just damage.
Dire's top
Is this, do you feel like this is just not an Ags game?
I think it could be, but I don't mind this angle from Malik either. The Axe obviously isn't great against Coddle or Timber.
Yeah.
So maybe you feel like there's not enough value. It's great against the TA.
Dire's top tower is under
Especially
attack.
considering Morph is opting not to buy Butterfly, then it would be even better, because then TA doesn't buy True Strike against you.
Yeah.
But this way you also make sure that you're not... Maybe their logic is we don't want to be too reliant on Satanic. We need somebody else to be able to output. They're going to hex him and push him in. Okay.
Immediate
Very
Dawnbreaker
early
ult.
Dawnbreaker ult. That's not great.
No.
Solar Bind, yeah, they're going to lose at least the Dawn here.
Did not respect the follow-up there. Kept his BKB. Done use it. Team Spirit.
Satanic?
Satanic is going to turn and fight this one with the initiation, quote-unquote, on Coddle, of just waiting for Coddle to slip up into those trees. Satanic finds that much. He's got a Satanic, removes the rod, now gets hit by a scythe. He's got his team nearby, though. BetBoom. They got to be careful. They don't want to overdo it here. The Templar Assassin does get jumped. Dragon Tail, not to too much damage, though. Pure gets off the BKB because Satanic is still on the run. He is fully strengthed up. He cannot do much damage, and you can see Laurel just doesn't have much to be able to throw around. They threw Finger and everything they had, and Pure barely got to half. Laurel's going to pick up the gem and TP out. Now that's a cool play. Nice heads-up move.
Damn. There were a couple of really cool things happening in that fight. I loved Spirit's trap. Satanic was just standing and hiding in the trees, and Coddle walked into him.
Yep.
And that became the initiation. And then when BetBoom went for the counterplay with the TA, she didn't BKB on the initial blink and took a ton of damage, and that might actually have ended up working out in their favor, because Spirit kind of believed that they could kill her, so they threw all of their spells, Finger of Death, the whole shebang on her. She gets BKB Refraction off on half health, and that just means they're kind of leading the fight at that point very easily on overall resources. But they still managed to get Satanic out of there unscathed, so all in all, maybe slight advantage BetBoom, but they would have loved to find a Morphling kill there. Now we approach the interesting situation again, Cap, just like earlier. Let's see if Katsuomi gets out of this. Okay, I'm going to go with no.
Oh, but you were wrong!
He just barely got it off before the Dawn ulti landed. Very nice.
That was sick play.
Yep. Clutch. He had half a second left before he was completely dead. Well, he might end up dying anyway if he walks in for this. If they counterplay, they don't. Okay. Everything going right for Katsuomi. A clutch machine. Yeah, Spirit weren't ready for that counterplay at all. I think they really did not expect that there was vision there from the Dire, but BetBoom with the nice high ground ward were able to turn that one around.
Did they?
And now they're going to get vision of everything for a little bit. They all know where they are. Going to see this here. So, Dawn ulti. Arguably a bit of a mistake from a push. Actually, I don't know what he could have done about it, because if he tries to walk on top of Katsuomi, he's going to get knocked back by the cogs, right? So I don't actually know if he could have blocked that hook shot.
Instant Hex onto the Timber Saw. He charges forward. Laurel has to use his BKB. This doesn't look the best. BetBoom sensing an advantage. Push forward. Shiva's trying to catch any of these heroes. Looks like it's going to be Rue. He knows he's dead. He turns around, just drains as much of their mana before he dies.
You know, he does have buyback, but they don't know when Roche is, unlike the other team that just for whatever reason always seem to know when Roche spawns.
Dire are scanning.
And I imagine BetBoom will be making their way down there. But Only if they can get there in time. Big burst.
Got a pick off on the Lion. They thought they were going to be fine. They split apart a little bit, and Team Spirit immediately go for the 4-man smoke and strike.
How did they know to strike there? They didn't have any vision, right? They just went for it?
Malik, he's got a BKB, but it's Chain Stun City out here. Just Scythe of Ice into Deadshot.
If you guys can't have an offlaner, we can't either.
Apparently not. Satanic going for it. Got him. Satanic does manage to get nice.
If you guys can't have a mid laner, we can't either.
Mid lane for mid lane. Now support Maposhka. Now it's BetBoom will have an advantage, especially with the buyback from the Coddle. Trying to finish off save. Scythe, Vesseled, not looking good. Satanic is dead.
That is massive. They're going to be able to force buybacks here too. They push so fast with the TA. BetBoom have complete free choice here. If they want to take mid and try to force something, they can. They could have obviously just gone for Roche now at any point. The goal here is to force 1 or 2 core buybacks and then get Roche, and this is how you force them. Straight for the tier 4s.
Oh, counter sight immediately. He tries to blink in, denied. No moves for you. Your BKB or your buybacks are going to be for naught. They catch nothing with it. Absolute sick stuff, I assume, from Kiyotaka. Yeah, he's the only one with the Scythe. Miro is going to rejoin them with that secondary Scythe, though.
As you pointed out, Coddle has so much cast range during Spirit form. So if he sees the Tusk approaching, either he sees his movements and he immediately realizes what Tusk is going for, or he can just spam click Hex on top of his core that he thinks is getting jumped, and then if they do, the Hex just looks... It's like you can't even get a spell off there on the Tusk. And now they will take the Roche as well. They didn't get any barracks, but they built such a big advantage out of this situation.
And Pure, he's going for the killing blow. We've seen this before. Divine Rapier being queued up. The man knows that his time is now level 25 with the Meld Bash. They have so many stuns. With all these scythes that they have on top of Hookshot, Deadshot, Meld Bash.
Morphling is definitely killable for him. He can solo morph in a Hex if he has the Rapier. Puts all the more pressure on Miposhka for the saves. Has to be really clutch about it. Satanic.
Deals with the ward real quick.
Now they're really cornered. BetBoom have 2 open lanes, mid and top. No tower in either.
Got the side. Jump in on the other side as well. The Lion is dead while they scramble to try and save their Morphling. It's the initiation from the other side that cost them big. A Dragon Tail stun looks like pure Satanic. Oh, no stuns came out in time. He was able to TP out. A buyback used by the Lion. Kataomi also bought back. It didn't turn out too bad for Spirit. They have this window where the Coddle dieback, they can actually get out on the map if they wanted to.
I feel like Kiyotaka should be buying a BKB or a Ghost Scepter here. He's getting killed the same way every fight. It's just Morphling jumps on top of him and he can't get away. With BKB or Ghost, I mean, Ghost is a really cheap solution to the problem that he's facing right now, actually. But he's eyeing up a Linken's. I mean, it's nice to block Dragon Tail and it's nice to block the Conda Adaptive Strike. But I don't know if that's a problem altogether if you just get one of the other 2 items.
Save continues to build up. He's really getting damage items now. Gleipnir is done. Add in some more control. Kataomi. Looks like Lion. That's a dieback for him. Burst it down. Satanic is in pretty deep. He's going to leave behind Malik, who's certainly dead. Satanic's just going to run for the hills, but it got hit by the side. And now Pure's on top of him, trying to pick him inside the snowball. He's got 400 HP to work with. He waveforms, gets his blink canceled, stuck inside the cogs. Not looking good. Satanic is down. Dieback for him. 2 minutes with no carry. 1 minute with no support. BetBoom. They could take so much. They could just end the game potentially.
And I don't blame Spirit for thinking they could get away with that. The enemy mid is dead. You really want to try to make a move here and take advantage of the shift in strength in team fights, but that's the thing about BetBoom's lineup. If you get the right jump and you have the TA just able to stand and deliver during a Hex, during a hook shot, These heroes are going to die really quickly.
They recognized it. Ignoring the barracks, going straight for the tier 4s. Don't want to give them an opportunity for multiple glyphs. The first one goes out now.
Radiant's middle barracks.
I mean, the Dragon Knight and the Dawnbreaker simply just do not do the damage to threaten Pure, or at least I don't think they do. Nullifier goes out. They do take him down once, but a second time, that's going to be the difficult part. They get back to the fountain, but no more tier 4s remaining. It's a totally naked throne, and GG is going to be called. Satanic knows it's over. Nothing can stop BetBoom from claiming this 2-0.
Another really nice game from them. I had my doubts. I feel like they